Alright, the next thing you're going to need is some sort of buffer and buffing compound, and I'll show you why. This is actually one of the best things you can do on a vehicle when you are flipping it, because it is the easiest and quickest way to make a car look better. Now, battery powered is best. I think I have a picture of the one I use there. So the one on the left is something I bought. It's kind of expensive, but it's great. So it's like 120 bucks on Amazon. Now the buffing compound, for a bottle of this, it's like $50, but it lasts for a few years. And sometimes you can go to your local detail shop and they'll have like a competitor version for cheaper, like 10 bucks or so. And you're going to want to use this portable buffer, and you can also get the buffing attachments for your drill, I believe. And I think if you go to like Harbor Freight or wherever, or Amazon in this case, this right here, this is something that you can pick up, and it just goes right on your drill, and you can use the little buffing pads. It works just as well because these same little buffing pads fit on this. I have a whole set of these where it's like a buffer, a drill, and an impact, so it makes sense for me. But for you guys, if you're not looking to spend a lot, you can just get the attachment. It's like 20 bucks for all this. The key uses for this is going to be buffing headlights. You can buff ugly headlights, small scratches, and paint transfer off in seconds. No joke. And I made a video showing a vehicle that I did this on. It was a Honda CR-V. And a lot of the import vehicles and a lot of the domestic too, the headlights are very, very hazy, cloudy, yellowy. And literally within less than 60 seconds, you could buff those and make them look awesome. And it's one of the easiest ways to make your car look way better in just a matter of a few minutes. Because when on a vehicle, the first impression, people see the front of it. So that makes a huge difference in just the overall presentation of the vehicle in the pictures, and also the in-person impression. So let me find this video for you. Alright, here we go. So this is a video I made actually showing me buffing a Honda CR-V headlight. Let's see, let's skip ahead here. Alright, so this is what it looks like. If it'll load. Don't do this to me. Alright. So this is the Honda CR-V, and this is actually a really interesting flip. We bought it for like $1,000, and just detailing it and buffing the headlights, and we sold it for 3,500 bucks. I mean, it was ugly, it was nasty, it looked like crap. The dude was like, I just want this thing gone. It had like 200,000 miles, but I mean, we made it look really nice with two things, just buffing the headlights and detailing it. So you can see, I'm gonna actually have a live clip in here of me buffing these headlights. So you take the exact buffer that I have and the compound that I use. And it doesn't take very much. I'll show you, what I mean is just a line or two of that buffing compound, and it makes a huge difference. This is real time. I didn't do anything before this. I buffed the other side already, but I wanted to get a video of me buffing this side. And just literally 20, 30 seconds worth of buffing if this fucking video stopped buffering. Alright. So yeah, I mean, you're watching real time. This makes a huge difference. When somebody sees your vehicle and the headlights are nice and clear, because the general public, they don't know that this is possible. For them, they just assume that when a headlight is cloudy and ugly like that, that it has to be replaced. So you're taking that objection out of their mind, but you're also making the car look better, because people will assume if I have to replace the headlights, it's probably going to be $300 for both headlights. But now it's like it's a non-issue, and it's actually going to be that the headlights are nicer than any other older car like this. So look at that. That was a 20-second Literally 20 seconds. And this side was a lot worse. It was actually a lot more yellow. But look at this. I guess playing a video from YouTube onto here is a no-go. So, okay. So this is before and after. This is before right here, and this is after. You know, this is actually, this one was a lot worse than this one was, and you can see how well it came out. So here's a before picture. I think there's an after picture. Come on, get on with it. I'm showing you a video of me showing a video of showing another video. That's how you do it. All right, so here we go. You can see how nice this car looks now. Makes a huge difference. All from, you know, literally from end to end. This can be done in less than a minute. So you need to do that. It is a basic effort play. It takes no time, but just a little bit of effort to do that. And I do it on every vehicle that has, you know, cloudy headlights, because it makes a huge difference. Now, when you got paint transfer, I think I have pictures here of, no, I don't have any pictures of that. All right. So, you know, you've seen paint transfer when you got a vehicle and it's rubbed against another car. So like a red car has a little bit of white paint on the bumper. This buffer right here will get it off in just a few seconds. And that's just something that people, it's one more thing for somebody not to notice. And what I do is when I have a black car and it's like really scuffed up pretty bad, I did this in my personal car. This DeWalt buffer is like, I think it's like $200 now. But man, I just take, you know, there's stage 2 and 3 compound. I take the stage 2 compound. There's a 1, it's a 2 right there. And this buffer with a polishing pad, and you know, I buffed my Lexus in just a few hours and it made it look like a new paint job. It was awesome. Now that's a little more complicated. You want to look at, like, you know, how-to videos to do that. But I'm telling you guys, one of the easiest ways to add like $500 in value to a car in like a minute is buffing the ugly headlights. My first bottle I used of this compound, it lasted about 2 years. But now that, you know, now we're buffing around 20 or 30 cars a month, it'll last about 6 months. Use what you want, but I have no idea how well the other ones work. This is just what I've always used. Now for the drill attachments, you can get those for the drill. Again, I have no idea how well this works, but if you're cheap, give it a try. Remember, in life you get what you pay for. If you pay $10 for a drill attachment buffer versus $100 for like a real buffer, I mean, you can't expect it to have the exact same results for the same price or cheaper price, but maybe, I don't know. And then dual action buffers, that's that one I showed you, the DeWalt right here. That's a dual action buffer. And it's not necessary for most people, but it is very useful if you're wet sanding and buffing scratches out of a car. You know, let's say, especially if it's like a really nice one. A lot of times you can do it yourself. A lot of times you can get some 1200 grit or 2000, a little bit of water. You can wet sand the scratches off in just a few seconds. Now remember, we're not trying to make it perfect. So, you know, all the body guys will tell you need to start with 1000, then do 1200, then do 15, then 18, then 2000, blah, blah, blah. For me, I'm like, man, I'm just trying to make it so that people don't notice it when they buy the car. That's it. I don't care if I notice it or a paint guy notices. I just want the general public to not notice it. Now, if you do get a dual action, make sure that you get a variable speed buffer that, based on the pressure of the trigger, it speeds up and slows down. I made this mistake. I got one that wasn't, and it was just annoying as hell. It just be on, off, no variation in the speed. But with this DeWalt buffer, you know, you can speed up and slow down just by moving your finger a little bit, and that's I think it's one of the best ones on the market. So I always like to get the best tools because I get the best